Hello everyone, I am Nirja Joshi and my partner Keshvi Choksi. We are excited to present Natya Kosh, the Dance Treasury, a centralized web application we built to digitalize the management of classical Bharatnatyam academies. Traditionally, dance teachers run their academies using paper notebooks, diaries, and chaotic WhatsApp groups to manage schedules, attendance, fee records, and lesson materials. This creates administrative overhead for the instructors and makes it difficult for the students to reference what was taught in the class.
Exactly. For a student, finding reference videos for hand gestures or dance steps in a long WhatsApp chat history is incredibly tedious, and tracking tuition payments is just unorganized. We built Natyakosh to solve this by bridging the gap between traditional learning and modern administration, dividing the experience into instructor management console and a student learning portal. Let's show you how it works, starting with our authentication flow.
I'm Nirja Joshi and I'll walk you through the authentication, batch organization, and the curriculum features. On the login page, we have built a secure session based authentication system using Passport. On the back end, we run authorization middleware to protect our API endpoints. If an unauthenticated request attempts to fetch the batch lists or the curriculum content, the backend responds with an unauthorized block. I'll toggle the password visibility to confirm my input and hit the login. Because this demo account is saved under a teacher role, the application detects this session metadata on successful login and immediately redirects the user to the administrative control panel. Now we are in the curriculum creator and editor. Previously, a teacher would have to resend images of hand gestures or text document links manually. Here, the instructor can create, view, update, and delete the curriculum records. On the back end, I developed the curriculum database routes using MongoDB's native driver. Because we wanted the highest level of execution efficiency and index control, we chose not to use the Mongoose, relying instead on raw MongoDB collections. Let's see it in action. A teacher can select a curriculum category, that is, the theory and text, mudras, or the adavs. If they want to add a new step, they can simply enter its description, upload, or paste a video URL here and save it. This immediately issues a request to our database and refreshes the curriculum slate using React hooks. Let's switch over to students' perspective. Now, logging in as a student, we are met with a completely different UI. This is the student learning area. Here, students see three main tabs: the theory and texts, the Mudra gallery, and the Adav steps. The theory and text tabs lists the historical resources and texts in a clean readable Accorsion layout. The Mudra gallery displays the hand gestures like a Sanyukta Hastas, complete with visual illustrations and descriptions.
Arala, peak of the mountain. Shukatunda,
And under the artist see the exact videos uploaded by the instructor. This eliminates the WhatsApp backlog entirely. Everything the student needs to practice at home is stored right here. Coming back to the teacher portal, let's look at the operational side, the manage batches. In this panel, the teacher schedules evening time slots and monitors the active student roster. On the back end, I built the batches router. The MongoDB schema maps each batch to a unique time frame, an instructor reference, and a list of enrolled students' ID. When the teacher registers a student, they input a username, set a starting password, and assign them to a slot. The server dynamically registers the credentials through the authentication pipeline and updates the batch roster array in an atomic MongoDB update. Now that the batches are scheduled and the rosters are set, the actual day to day operations are handled by Keshwi's attendance and fee payment modules. I'll hand the mic over to Keshwi to demonstrate those flows.
Thank you, Nisha. I'm responsible for the attendance and fees feature. So let's look at the attendance register. When the instructor starts their evening classes, they open this page and select their active batch, and the register dynamically loads the student's roster. They can easily mark students present or absent for today's date and click Save. On the backend, I created the backend attendance routes. Each record saves the student ID, the batch ID, date, and the status. To ensure security, these routes were wrapped in our role authorization middleware, preventing students from modifying attendance data. So I wrote aggregation logic that runs directly on the database level. It counts the number of present marks for each student relative to the total number of classes held for their batch. This ensures that attendance calculations are offloaded to the database rather than bogging down the React frontend. Next, let's head to the fee management dashboard. This is a major pain point for academy teachers. Our dashboard highlights total monthly collections, outstanding invoice counts, and displays a filterable list for all the students. So I designed the backend fee routes and wrote a custom data seed script that generates over 1,000 payment and attendance records. This massive dataset allows us to verify that our dashboard handles pagination, heavy query loads, and filtering smoothly without lagging. For the fee statuses, the backend runs a daily check or query that compares payment entries against active student enrollments. If a student's payment is missing for the current billing cycle, the system automatically flags them as unpaid or due. The teacher can filter by badge to instantly see who owes fees and record a cash payment directly on the portal, which updates the ledger in real time. So this is for all the batches. So total collected, total outstanding, and unpaid invoices. So if I select batch here, for example, 5 to 6 batch, then it updates the dashboard accordingly. And then if I mark Tanya as paid, it changes the status here in the real time. Okay, so let's log back in as student to see student's personal portal. So here on the student's dashboard, we are immediately shown a personalized responsive summary. On the left is the curricular attendance presence rate ring. It draws a visual percentage of the classes the student attended out of the classes conducted. So this is the total classes conducted, number attended, and absent. Next is the tuition fee ledger. Students can see their active plan, the exact amount due, and their payment history. If the status is due, they can see instructions on how clear the balance is. You can also click here if you have paid the fees. Finally, is the account details panel. This lets the student manage their password. The password change calls our secure credential modification route, which validates their old password using bicrypt hashing and on the backend before committing the new credentials. This ensures high account autonomy and security. This changes the password. So, in summary, Natyakosh solves the complex operational headaches of running a classical dance academy by combining a Node Express backend powered by a raw MongoDB native driver with a responsive, animated React frontend. We built a stable, scalable, and a user friendly experience. So, in the core framework, password authentication and curriculum content management, and on the other side, all the operations, analytics, attendance, logging, and financial ledgering were focused. That concludes our demonstration.